Welcome back to Political Paradigm. Let's now turn our attention to the Edo State governorship election, which is just days away. I'm joined by an entrepreneur, a businessman, a philanthropist, a software engineer, as he is as well, who is into some blockchain development. I'm joined by Dr. Bright Enabulele, who is listed as the deputy governorship candidate of the Accord Party on the INEC website, but he insists that he is the governorship candidate of the party. Dr. Enabulele, welcome to Political Paradigm. Before we go into...
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Before we go into party politics, I'd like to ask you this quick question. It's election week in Edo State. What's the atmosphere like with regard to concerns around violence that have trailed this election?
Well, when you look at the environment in our land today, you can tell that the state is in deep crisis. That's the problem in Edo is bigger than all political party, whether it's PDP, APC, Accord, Labour. What is missing now in our land is a man that can unite the state, and a man that can have an idea that can create a civilized and exposed administrations that will unite all the party and transcend beyond party line. This is what is missing, because the party, PDP, APC, I look at the rally, no one actually tell the people what they're going to do for them. All they focus on is how they're going to defend themselves when there's war. And that's not what they do want right now. We don't want to be at war. If you witness the global crisis around the world today, especially in Gaza, you can tell that war is not good for anyone.
I'm very particular about the security situation because, you know, there was a peace accord signing. While it may be synonymous or traditional with our elections these days, it's quite peculiar with the Edo situation, considering the violence that has trailed this election. And you find that the PDP even said they wouldn't sign that peace accord because of concerns around neutrality of the police or otherwise. That's why I started off by asking you, what do you think about the security situation in the state? And if as a party or as a candidate in that election, you feel comfortable going into that election, which is just days away, by the way. And also perhaps speaks to the neutrality claim by the police. The IGP has promised that the police will stay neutral.
First of all, we must love ourselves, and we must have faith, and we must have also hope that everything will be okay. I don't want to go into this election with no certainty. Then that will scare everybody away. Because at the end of the day, it's all about what we think in our mind. When I look at the entire atmosphere in Edo, it's these two parties, big political parties, that are creating this fear in all our mind today. Whether it's APC and PDP, they are not the only party that's contesting this election. And they're not the only one that have knowledge to govern Edo State. I mean, 4 years, we have given them chance to rule our people, to lead our people. Obaseki was 4 years in APC, I was 4 years in PDP. I know in America, we also practice autocracy. For me, we must respect democracy and not autocracy.
Okay, so you are not worried about the violence concerns ahead of the elections? I like to think so from your statement.
I think it's going to be peaceful.
Beautiful. That's good to know. Did you sign? Did your party sign the peace accord?
I was the first to sign. My party is number one on the ballot, so I was the first to sign.
So it was you who signed it?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. I'd like us to pick up from there and go into party politics, considering the controversy within your party. For many people, they would probably be surprised that you signed that, because on the INEC website, it is Iyere Kennedy that's listed as a governorship candidate, and you as the deputy governorship candidate. And I know that you parade yourself as the governorship candidate of the Accord Party. So perhaps you could explain the situation here.
I don't know about that controversy. This ticket is a joint ticket. We have an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. When you look at the Edo State today, you will look at the entire atmosphere. You will, the candidate is nowhere to be found. And I think on the day of the elections, I think people should look carefully. I don't know if the list or whatever is there, but I think I am the candidate of the party on INEC. Maybe on the day of the elections, maybe the system, I don't know if he has been updated, or there may be some misconceptions. But for me, it's a joint ticket. I'm happy to be on the race with him. But at the end of the day, a lion is never scared to walk alone, because the problem for Edo State is bigger than our party. So for me, the party understand, the people of Edo State understand who their candidate is, who's fighting for them, who's on ground, who's promoting. This is not about naive or try to compete. For me, it's about moving Edo State forward. But I came into this race, I have one reason, to compete, and not only to be someone that's coming up second, to come and take over Saturday House. Our land is in deep crisis. And for me, I believe that we need a civilized and exposed administrations. With my experience around the globe, I think I'm the new hope of Edo State.
I would like some clarification, and I'm sure the people of Edo State will like it as well, because you say that on Saturday, the people of Edo State will know who to vote for. I raised the controversy within your party, saying that Iyere Kennedy is listed as the governorship candidate of the Accord Party, while you, Dr. Bright Enabulele, listed as the deputy governorship candidate. But you say you are the governorship candidate, I believe. And then you also say that the candidates, Mr. Iyere Kennedy, is nowhere to be found. Could you explain that, and also explain how you emerged as the candidate of the Accord Party, just to put this controversy to rest, perhaps?
I have had situations where we did our primary. It was a joint ticket. At that time, he announced me as his deputy. But the INEC always make provisions as the election going to substitute, and also to make provisions to switch if someone felt like they are no longer interested in running the race. For me, I don't look at the race as a competition. I look at me and Candidacy as a joint ticket. It's unfortunate. I can't control human behavior. This is not a power struggle. This is not a power tussle. The people of Edo understand who their candidate is for Accord Party and who has been on ground to work for them. And I have not looked at the list of INEC, but when I look at the list of INEC, I know my name is there. So I don't know if...
Yeah, as deputy governorship candidate, that's my emphasis.
Yes, I'm the governor.
No, I mean, on INEC's website, you're listed as deputy governorship candidate. But then you talked about substitution, which is definitely allowed. But when was this substitution made, and by whom? Because I remember that the chairman of your party in the state had insisted that the governorship candidate of your party is Iyere Kennedy. Was he the one who substituted your name?
Yes. The party, is there a right for them to substitute and make provision for that. When I talked to my partner, I call it my partner because it was a joint ticket. We have a member of understanding for me to run as a governorship candidate in another party. Since we did the primaries and in Edo State, Iyere has never been here in Benin City. Somewhere he makes whole life on Abuja and talks about different things. I don't want to focus more on that because at the end of the day, it's a joint ticket. We want our court to come out and win. And on the days of the election, if our court wins, the INEC has the right to announce who the candidate of our court party is.
So who's
if I'm the candidate? Yes. If I'm the candidate, it will be announced live, and that's what we are waiting for.
Two things so that we can leave this conversation of your party politics.
Because that's for me, it's a distraction. Because
you imagine how the voters feel about it as well.
No, all the voters care about right now is Dr. Enabulele Accord Party. That's the momentum in Edo. Look at all the billboards. Look at everywhere.
Okay.
If it was all about Kennedy, we're out of the race.
So you say
is not.
So you say you say there's no conflict. He's out of the race willingly.
No, I said if it was about Kennedy, we will have been out of the race. It's not about Kennedy. It's about a court party. That's
beautiful. Well, this is political.
It's about Dr. Bright. It's about Dr. Bright and Enabulele.
Well, this is political paradigm. So the politics of things have to come in first. So I just want
people are going to go to INEC. They're not going to see mine. They're going to see our court party,
beautiful.
And they're going to vote Accord.
Oh, that's beautiful. So
they're going to see Accord party, and the INEC is going to announce Accord party, Dr. Bright Enabulele as the new governor of Edo State, and then we'll take it from there.
So who's your running mate?
is Candidacy. I have no problem with Candidacy. What I have a problem with is the crisis in those states right now.
Beautiful.
And people go into this election for many reasons. I didn't go into this election for personal gain. I came to transform the land. Most of this big party has failed us, and I want to still focus on that. We have not had since the manifesto of Abrisali that was abandoned 41 years ago. The state has not moved forward. I'm not here to run the politics of redress or retribution. When you look at the land for the past 24 years, people have been asking for clean water. They have been asking for electricity. They have been asking for good roads. Those are social issues. Those are something that are a necessity. Those are not luxury. If we cannot address social issues, how do we deal with critical infrastructures and skyscrapers? For me, I want to go to politics 101, economy. My goal in coming to this race today is to say, look, allow the knowledgeable, put the right people in the right position, and the country will go forward.
Absolutely.
What we suffer in Nigeria today, but we put the wrong people at the right place and the right people in the wrong place. There's going to be, arm in the state. We don't want to force democracy on anyone. If we force democracy on anyone, it's going to be anarchy. That's not what we're looking in this state today. I could not talk about PDP. I can't talk about APC. I can't talk about Labour because I cannot defend the sin I didn't commit. I run on that accord because I understand it's a fresh plate. We have not destroyed the land. We have not caused any mishap. So for me, the people should vote wisely. I was just endorsed yesterday by the Social Democratic Party as their candidate because this is a time where all people come together and say enough is enough of this bad governance, of this economic sabotage.
Is this endorsement by the SDP your arrangement or with your party?
Well, they came, it's just a joint. They came and said, look, we like your manifesto, we like what you're doing, and we don't want another 4 years of suffering in that door. We're going to adopt you, we're going to endorse you as a candidate of accord, and we want to make sure that everybody, all SDP in Edo State, go on that day on September 21st and vote for you from the 3 senatorial districts.
So basically, it's your party is not aware of this alliance.
They're aware. Of course, they're aware.
Okay, beautiful. Some political watchers believe that track records play a great role in a person's political journey. And many would want to know where you're coming from. I've heard you say you came into the country to adjust things and make them what they should be. So I think everyone would want to know what your political history is like and your public service record, if you do have any. Or perhaps I know you're an entrepreneur and how that comes in to help your cause in this race.
First of all, I'm not a typical politician. I'm a technocrat. When you use the word politician, it just make the thing looks like we're here to deceive the people. I'm not a politician. I'm a technocrat. And we look at offshores, beyond our shores. We adopt democracy from the Western culture. And we are still struggling with the rule of law. And every great thing that happens in this land today is most of the knowledge, of borrowed knowledge. I've traveled, I've moved around the world. I was born in Edo State. I went to high school. I attended Edo College. So I was granted. So traveling around the world, I believe only the diaspora can repair those states because you cannot give what you don't have. A man that has never experienced uninterrupted power supply cannot give a power supply. A man that has never tasted clean water can never give you clean water. A man that has never ride on good road can never give you good road. So what are we fighting for here? We want development. We want our state to move forward. We want foreign investment. I can challenge the state anywhere in the world across the globe. I believe Dr. Bright Enabulele is exposed, civilized, and also have the knowledge to move the state forward. The Labour Party, the PDP, the APC, the Accord Party, the PRP, all the 70 political parties. The problem of Edo State is bigger than all of them. We must have a check and balance in our executive branch, not only on the legislature. Because you see people going to this place that think it's an authoritarian. Democracy should be democratic and should have power spread around all up to the grassroots. But when the governor go into that power, he just believe that it's authoritarian, running a terror government, and people start thinking it's only one governor that controls everything. No, we have the federal, we have the state, and we have the local government. The problem here is we fail to reestablish the rule of law. And I repeat that again. If you are the one that creates the law, and you're the one that established, that interprets the law, and you're the one that enforces the law. We must obey the law. We cannot move forward if we don't respect the rule of law. And that's what this is a great country.
You've spoken so well about the decay in governance in Edo State. I would like you to look at Edo State from 1999 since the return to democracy and address concerns around the development within just Benin City, which is the capital of Edo State. And those who have said that Edo State has not experienced development beyond Benin City. So what are your detailed plans to expand development beyond Benin City to other parts of Edo State?
Listen, I am not here to run the politics of retribution or redress. I'm not saying that Obaseki has not done well or Shomole has not done well. The key here is you cannot give what you don't have. They have done their best. I'm happy that the state is not on fire. That's great for me. That means the state can move forward. All I'm just saying, the government should change hands. The people look at administrations are just all about, Obaseki said, well, I build education back. I have to do this, I do tax. I am not there. I'm not the media people to prove that. But when you come into the land, there are three things that the people has been asking for. I'm ashamed in 21st century that we are still campaigning on social issues like water and power and electricity for the past 24 years. You know, I remember the manifesto of Enabulele 41 years ago, 1983. That government was a government that I could remember that says equality for all, education, industrialization, community and farming. That brings our people together. Today, no government will be able to fulfill that promises. I want to stand on that existing manifesto that I say, I'm coming to the place and unite the people. How do you unite the people when there's hunger in the land? We have to engage our people. We need social services. We need public services. Our government should be able to have welfare assistance for our people. We have the funding. If we control mismanagement of funds within the government, corruptions, and forced labor, paying people that are not on payroll, we should be able to take care of our people. We're only 4.7 million people. At least 3 million people are viable. When was the last time the government says, look, I am going to make sure after the pandemic that I do to get 100,000 naira as citizens. We want to circulate our economy. Don't forget, capitalisms are built on the private sector, not on the public sectors. When you neglect the public sectors, the economy is going to fall. And it's not the government, the people first, because the people elect you. The powers are vested on the people to elect their leaders.
Dr.
And at the same time, protect them. The question we're having in Edo State today, we can say all this grammar that we want. We can make all these promises. When the government don't respect the rule of law, the people will not respect you. And when the government don't prioritize the needs of the people first, they're going to be erosion in our land. Let's care for the people.
Dr.
We have lands, we have culture. Let's engage our people correctly.
I'm curious. Thank you for coming on this platform to talk to your people. But I'd also want to know how else you're communicating with your people. Do you have a manifesto? And have you been able to go around the states like the other political parties have done to speak to people directly?
You asking me, I just repeat. I'm standing on the existence of the manifesto of Enabulele. That was abandoned 41 years ago. Free education, early childhood education. When I look at Edo State, from the age of 16 to 15, 11% of our children drop out of school. Those are the times that we need education the most. Education should not be a priority or a responsibility of our parents because our children are going to give back to us in the future. I remember when I was growing up, I was having free books. When was the last time this administration and the past administration gave books to the students? That's what I'm saying. I'm not here to run a politics of retribution. I'm not here to condemn Obaseki. He has done well for the people according to their own satisfaction.
No,
but for me,
my question,
I am not satisfied.
My question,
I am not satisfied.
Beautiful. My question was more about how you're passing this message across to your people. The election is this week, and we've seen campaigns from the APC, the PDP, and the Labour Party. They've gone just about all across the state. We haven't seen yours, so I'm wondering if your people are as aware as you put it.
Of course. We're on ground. I went to the northern part. I went to the southern part. I'm in Edo State campaigning. They are aware of our party, but sometimes they want to engage all these big channels so we don't have a chance. And I'm happy to know that you guys gave us opportunity to understand that it's not only these big parties that are running.
One of the things you talked about is that Politics is not just about the APC, the PDP, or the Labour Party and all. And some would say that considering the success of the Labour Party in the 2023 general elections, that they would expect the smaller parties like yours to rally behind the Labour Party, form alliances, form mergers, whatever you can come up with, to be able to oust the APC and the PDP that have been in power in your state since 1999.
I just told you, SDP, I produced a governor in the state, Oyego. They endorsed me yesterday because they saw the future. I have 2 other parties that are talking to me because alliance is the greatest competitions. The endorsement should not be about party, it should be about character. Someone that can move the state forward. That's what matters. We need a civilized administrations. I remember when we were Shomole around, ACN was not a big party in Edo State. We gave him a chance to become our governor because we believe that there was deep crisis. And we are in the same situation again after 16 years. So for me, I believe Dr. Enabulele now should be given a chance. Because at the end of the day, I told you, you don't need a dictionary to translate on. The world is watching from everywhere. We're in a global village. The world is becoming a global village. In internet, you can see Akoko Edo from anywhere. You can see O1 from anywhere. You can get data and statistics. The people are in my heart, not on the land. Look at Malaysia. Let's forget about Europe. They are far from us. Look at Bangladesh, Nepal, Vietnam. Go to their places. They are not as wetty as us, but their system, their social issues are taken care of. Even in Gaza, there's electricity. Even in Gaza, there's water. No, I'm not telling you that I am the Omega, but I'm telling you with intelligence, the right minds, and the right people in government, and build the right institutions, our state will move forward.
That's beautiful. We're almost out of time now, but I want to quickly ask you this question. You're doing the unconventional campaign style, which is quite commendable if you're really reaching to your people, reaching out to your people one-on-one.
At least they are listening now. They are listening to me now.
Beautiful. How's that coming up for you? How campaigns so far, especially from someone that they may not consider to be popular? I'm not sure how long you've been in the country or when you joined the Accord Party, but popularity is a game that's played in Nigeria when it comes to politics.
We are here to change the status quo. Popularity has not led us anywhere. We need an intelligent mind, a civilized administrations, which is send the right narrative to the people. That at the end of the day, it's not about popularity. It's about someone that has the people, someone that understands humanity, someone that understands love, a man with good character. So I don't care about popularity. I care about a man that can do the job and unite the people. When Abu Salih came to this country, he came from the foreign country. And today, his manifesto has never been defeated. And no one has fulfilled that promise. And I promise you, I will fulfill the promise. I will fulfill the manifesto of Abu Salih that was abandoned 41 years ago. That talks about early childhood education, free education for all, increase our farming. Look at the hunger in our land. We are importing grains from Ukraine.
Just 1 second. The reason I asked about popularity is this. If you've spent so much time outside this country, my
heart is here.
1 second.
My heart
One
has
second.
always been.
1 second.
I am a Pan-Africanist.
Beautiful. How familiar could you possibly be with the state of things in the country? Are you from Benin?
I'm from Edo. I was born in Benin.
Beautiful. So let's say you go to a place called Auchi. How familiar are you with the challenges experienced in Auchi?
So we have our wards, we have our party chairmen, we have our ward chairmen, and they bring this information. I will be the first governor. I will set a premier standard to be the first governor to tour the 18 local government and see what is missing in that land and come back and summon all the local government chairmen and say, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you will face challenges and face the constitutional consequence. Problem here is when you put the wrong people in the right place and the right people in the wrong place, there's going to be a problem in our land.
Thank you so much. Dr. Brighton Enabulele, I'd like to thank you for coming on Political Paradigm. And I appeal to you and the political class to ensure that it's safe. So speak to your people as well to avoid violence.
No, it's going to be peaceful.
Beautiful.
Listen, Edo is going to be peaceful. All those things are just to scare people away. We're going to have peaceful elections.
I didn't mention this. It's my state as well. So I'm very concerned about.
Oh, you're from Edo?
Absolutely.
You're from Edo. So I'm happy to have me in channel. God bless you.
Thank you very much.